AltBricker here, back with another alternative Lego review and speed build. This time it's the Mould King Desert Racer with 400 parts. I just got this on Amazon Prime Day for $42 with free shipping. There's timestamps in the description below if you'd want to jump ahead to the speed build or my final thoughts, or also the test drive. Well, I've always wanted to get a remote control brick set, and I guess I was sort of waiting around for one that was a good price, but also real simple. I kind of wanted to get one that, was really pretty much just the suspension, the steering, the motors, and try to keep it as basic as possible. Also, I think when they have fewer pieces, the chances are they're going to be able to go a little bit faster, right? Because they don't weigh quite so much. So let's go ahead and unbox this. First out is the tires. I like how they already put the rims on. That's pretty cool. Nice and big, nice and squishy too. So I think we'll be able to hit some rough terrain out in the test track. Looks like not too many bags. Yeah, that's all of them. So what did we get here? And they are numbered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bags, and one of them's even just the battery. So it's not going to be too involved of a build. That's nice. Let's see if we got the instructions. Good looking instruction book. Sheet of stickers. Looks like we're going to have a few stickers for the spoilers and some also for identify the parts and the ports on the batteries and the motors. Instruction sheet for the motors. Reminder, you can also download an app in addition to the remote control. And these instructions look pretty good. Definitely like the photography. Let me show the box again. Definitely like this box a lot. There's the back. And it's done. This was a lot of fun to build, actually. It's a real basic, I think about as basic of a Technic car as you could get. It doesn't have a lot of extra frills or anything. It was actually really a lot of fun to build. It had a couple of tricky parts. You've got to really pay attention since most of the pieces are black. And of course in the instructions you have to be very careful. There's a few spots, here's one I missed. It's obvious afterwards when you put it together and something doesn't look right, or it's not, in this case the chassis didn't fit together correctly, and you go back, but it's a little bit tricky on some of the things, but still it was really a lot of fun to build since everything was real obvious what you were putting together. I like the way just those few body panels just sort of get added on. In fact, actually, if you take this back part off, you could open these up almost like they're a suicide door. Just real solid too. The suspension's nice and soft, so the tires are soft too. But it's very solid. You can just pick it up, rattle it around. Real solid. Another thing that was a little bit tricky, they don't tell you where to worry about running the wires. I mean, it's kind of obvious. It wasn't back here, though. I had to look ahead in the instructions to make sure I knew that the wires were going to come out the top. Again, I guess it was, it's obvious, but it's only obvious after you really had to look ahead in the instructions. Still, though, it worked out great. There's the servo motor for the steering, the battery with the on-off, and the recharge port is right there. Love it. Really great. I think it's going to be fun to take this outside and drive it around. Look at how much travel the suspension has. You can raise a tire this high and all the other tires are still touching the ground. And it doesn't, as I said, the suspension's soft enough to where, this just really works great. This is actually a real solid bumper too. So, you're probably going to hit the tires first, but still, that's going to protect what it needs to. Just real awesome. So coming up next is going to be the off-road test and the app control. So what do I think now that I've done the off-road tests? Well, I mean, unfortunately, I really don't think this is really suitable for much of any play. I mean, didn't take too many bumps before things started falling apart, despite the bumper, and seems like a really solid build, but you start to get problems very quickly in the back, in the rear suspension, particularly. Obviously, the tie rods pop off, but this piece just slides in and out. So once anything happens in here, that's going to fall out. But even these pieces in here, the pins were coming out. And in the front, if you hit things hard enough, you get some problems in here. And, it's parts of it were relatively easy to put back together, but other parts were not easy to put back together. And then the problem is once something has, come apart, it's sort of loose or it's weaker. And now it comes apart a lot easier. So even just driving it around now without bumping into anything, it starts to fall apart. So I guess my verdict on this is, for the price that I paid, $42 including shipping, I really can't complain because I can take it apart, use the motors, the two, hyperspeed motors and the servo. And I can use them to make something new. So that's not a problem. And the shocks are all good. All the parts are good. The tires are good. It just seems like it would be nicer if it was a little more rugged. But that'll be a fun project to try to put it together. On the positive side, the remote works great. No problems with that at all. The app control doesn't work reliably, so I can't recommend that. The battery is easy to get to and to plug in, so that's not a problem either. So I would recommend this, if you get a really good deal on it. It's a lot of interesting techniques. Looks great. I'm not going to have any problem just, putting it on a display shelf. But I think what I'm going to do is to rebuild it. So anyway, those are my thoughts on the Mould King Desert Racer. Catch you on the next video.